Look, man, and then I started looking back at the trailers and stuff. I'm like, you know what? I'm glad we didn't put this sound. Because it started to get a little ratchet.
Okay, we got a new thing.
Just put it in work. We raising the bar. You tuned in to the Trackstarz.
Yeah, back in the field with the Trackstarz. Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. What's good?
All right, this segment is sponsored by the 520 Collective, man. Make sure that you go to 520collective.com. That's FIVETWEENTY collective.com. They have some great opportunities for artists, not to mention design, not to mention writing, but they have some great opportunity for promotion as well. And also you request to be a part of their podcast network, their radio network, if you are a person with a radio service. So make sure you go check out 520collective.com. All right?
Got Jordan Armstrong in the building.
Hey,
What's
long
up?
time,
What's
fellas.
up?
Yeah. You was at our old studio.
Yeah, I was back. Hey, look, I was back when it first started.
Yeah, when the sweat was pouring.
Yeah, man, day one.
Sweat was rolling down on
Oh,
there.
yeah, indeed. Yeah,
Crazy.
yeah,
It's
man.
tight in there.
Yeah, man. How are y'all?
Good,
Good, man. How about you?
Good, man. I'm great, man. I'm blessed, man. God is doing some amazing things in my life and with my family and also in my career. So I'm super excited, man.
That's good.
Real
That's
life.
good.
Yeah, real talk.
Yeah, man. So tell them a little bit about yourself, the type of music you do, just in case they haven't heard of you, because we've been tracking with you for a long time.
Yeah, man.
But let them know.
It's kind of different. I'll say it's definitely a Christian base. I'm inspirational. At times I can be inspirational. At times I can, be on my hip hop feel. At times I could be on my R&B feel. But it's at the end of the day, it's all inspirational. It's all to motivate, and it's all to inspire folks and basically let them know about Jesus Christ.
Yep.
So he's definitely the base of all of my music.
Yeah,
for sure.
And where do you get your inspiration? Because one thing that we know about you is that you're super talented as far as crafting a song. You actually write for other people and craft for other people too. Where'd that musical thing come from for you?
I come from a musical family. So my mom's side is more of the musicians, and my dad's side is more of the entrepreneurs. So I kind of had the best of both worlds. Yeah, man. Even though my parents weren't together, I grew up with both sides of the family being a heavy influence in my life. And so music side, my mom, great singer. All of my uncles, everybody sing and travel the world. My mom sung background for tons of your favorite artists and gospel. So, and I'm an only child, so I spend a lot of time with my mom backstage and on the side of the stage, watching a drummer, holding my sticks, waiting on my big day to play and never got a chance, and just stuff like that. And so my mom basically pushed me into music as a young kid, and I hated it. And until I started to see the response. So after that first solo I sung, I was like, I hate this, I hate it. And after service, everybody came up. They were old ladies handing me money and giving me candy. That old lady candy is real dirty. And it's dirty and it smells like perfume and just all at the bottom of that nasty purse. But I got all of that stuff, and I think that was kind of the birth of it.
Okay.
And of course later on, I developed a relationship with Jesus Christ. But in the beginning, it was strictly for the money and the money and the peppermints. Indeed.
Did you said you played the instrument as well, drums?
Yeah, drums was my first instrument. First instrument for sure. I started there, got my first drum set at about the age of maybe 6 years old, and it was piece of crap, just like some kid drum beating stuff. And by the time I got to the age of 13, I was able to get a real drum set. And my grandfather had a church, and of course he hired me there. Wow. I was making like $25 a Sunday, and I thought I was a rich man.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like 12, 13. I'm like, man, look, I make $100 a month, man. You know me.
my
You
name
know,
is.
what am I gonna buy? So every month, you know, I'm thinking about what I'm gonna purchase with my $100, and that kind of sparked my music career for sure, especially with instruments.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. That's what's up, man.
Yeah, so all right, so going from there, when did you know, like, okay, I'm going to do this for the Lord, and then I'm going to use my voice for the Lord, and even going into like your first album, Champion, like,
man, I kind of knew out the gate. I never ever wanted to sing R&B music or make any or be a part of that world.
Yeah.
Honestly, to start, I definitely always thought about my family. You know, my family's foundation on both sides is heavily into the things of God. And I come from a family of pastors. You know, my dad's a pastor, my grandfather's a pastor, my uncles are pastors. Everybody has a church. And so, you know, I really always thought about how I would tarnish, you know, what people before me and my family had put together, you know, as far as the foundation of what we do. And so I was really afraid of that.
Yeah.
Really. And of course, you know, I wanted to do it for God as well, but I was really afraid of, you know, like we really stand by our name, the Armstrongs in my family, and you know, it's some things that we stand for, and so I never wanted to taint that. I never wanted to taint that. I had my family comes from poverty, down home Mississippi. You know, my grandfather tells me stories. They didn't have a floor. They lived in a house where chickens lived in the house with them.
Man.
You know, so like, you know, I think about those type of things, and I think about how, you know, me going around singing, girl, let me do my thing on a song, and then you know, what am I standing for? So that really affected me, man.
That's what's up.
That's awesome.
What was the first genre to embrace you? Like, I mean, you get it from all sides. You get it from the gospel, you get it from the hip hop, you get it from all sides. What was the first to embrace you?
I would say the streets. Honestly, especially in my neighborhood. I started there in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, in my neighborhood, and I would play music for a lot of my homies at the time. And they weren't saved, you know. They knew I was, you know, I went through the church boy phase and all of that stuff. And honestly, some kind of way it became cool because a lot of the folk that wasn't saved and the thugs in my neighborhood, you know, they start coming to me for advice, like, man, what you think I should do, this and that. And a lot of times, at first, I didn't know what to say. I just would try to say something my grandfather would say or something my mom would say. And I developed a relationship with these guys to where I was almost like a spiritual leader almost for them. And so when I released my music, they were the first ones to gravitate to it. They were like, bro, this gospel music, this the gospel stuff? I'm like, hey, this is what it is. And they're like, man, bro, I never heard it like this. And so that made me feel like, man, I have something here. And so I just really started pushing forward there. So yeah, the streets was the first to get down with me. Yeah, it was easy to get the gospel because I was already in church. And I already knew the language and how to talk to them, and you know, but the streets was the first for sure.
That's amazing. Yeah. So you seen a lot of different industries then, right?
Yeah.
So which is the worst? Gospel, mainstream? Because we've had to touch all of them.
Let me tell you this. I'm gonna tell you, it's the people.
Yes.
I ain't gonna even put it on a genre. You know, it's the type of people that are in these industries. And at the end of the day, we have to realize that to them, it's really all about business. And that's in hip hop, that's in R&B, that's in gospel, that's in, you know, all these, anything. It's all about business to a lot of people. And so when you walk into these offices, and that's why, you know, we may even talk about this, but that's why I am in the position that I'm in now as far as an independent artist. Is because, you know, that's the main goal. That's the main goal. You know, I started in this as for ministry, and of course, you know, we want to make a living. You know, God blesses us to make a living, but it's more about the ministry to me than it is about the money.
Gotcha.
And they're all about that.
Yeah.
Were you ever in a deal this whole time?
Never in a deal. I had I've had a ton of situations on the table, but none of them ever made sense for me. Especially with the type of music that I do. A lot of labels too are afraid of artists like me because they don't really know where to place me to make money.
Yeah. It's a good thing.
You know,
that's real.
And so, you know, honestly, it used to be a curse to me. I was like, man, so what do I do? Should I conform? Should I change my sound and just have a standard sound? Should I make a Marvin Sapp record? Because I can do that. Should I make a Lecrae record? Because I could do that. Should I make a Chris Brown record? Because I could do that. Like, what should I do? And God said, do you, be you. And he gave me the tools, the material, the thought process, the mind, the melodies to be who I am, and I'm authentically that, and I don't conform, man. I believe that what God has given me is something different, and the fruit has shown for me in my life without a label, without a deal. Really
and you guys are some of the ones that really, like, you, Uncle Reese you guys like showed us that, this could be done at a high level.
Wow,
because especially as independents, you assume some rust, you assume some like rough edges, but it sounded professional out the gate. And this was 8 years ago almost. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
So that showed us like we have some potential here to build something. You know what I mean?
It's it feels good because it's so crazy now, because in the beginning, let's say in 2008, 2009, it wasn't okay to make music like I was making at that time, and so now it's cool. Everybody's got an 808 track, even our traditional artists. I mean, we got Ty Tribbett got 808s. Jacqueline Carr probably about to drop some 808s next. I'm telling you, because that's the cool. It's cool now, and so that's why artists like myself and some of those artists you named, and we're able to actually flourish now. Thank God they finally let one of us in, and it just opened the door for all of us. And so I'm excited, man. The industry has changed, and I'm excited.
We noticed that the demo is going younger in gospel. Talk about that and where you see that going.
Well, as far as the demo, tell me what you mean by the demo.
Like the age group.
Target
audience.
Definitely, it's going younger. I mean, they're next. If you can get them at a young age, then they grow old with you. I'm growing old with Ty Tribbett. I'm growing old with Kurt Franklin. He got me at a young age. So I'm gonna listen to Kurt even if I feel it or not. I'm just gonna go support him because of the things what he's done for us in our genre. So I think it's actually smart to go younger.
Because on the media side, we were told straight, like we used to play your music and a lot of Lecrae's and all that, and they told us our audience ain't ready for this. They're not ready, and now they're
changing,
begging for it.
That's right.
It's shifted.
That's right. So. It's because folks started younger.
Are you slated to be at the Stellars this year?
I am. I'm waiting on some things to come through for that.
Okay.
So I'm waiting on a couple yes, a couple no's.
Because we noticed that Corinne Hawthorne and Jonathan McReynolds are hosting this year. So they are even looking at pushing that younger audience.
Yeah, it's important, man. I think they're finally starting to see. I was trying to say that in 2008, 2009, guys, like, I mean, I'm not that I'm the only one, but we were trying to let them know, like, hey, let us in. We have something to say. We have, we have influence as well, and we're actually doing it for God. Like, let us say something. At least let us introduce somebody, something. Let us be a part, because it was affecting, and I think that it also was affecting them, the award show, because it was getting dated. And so I think now, they're starting to see, and you hire people, you hire younger people in the office that say, hey, man, you shouldn't do that. Let's do it like this. Let's get this host. Let's get that type of artist. So I'm just glad that the OGs are listening now. That's what I say. The OGs.
We used to call them gatekeepers.
I know, and I'm trying to say it a respectful way. So the OG, and if that, don't be disrespectful about that. The OGs is the original guiders.
Yes.
The OLs, the original leaders.
I have a question for you. I like in the genre of like the Christian R&B genre. Sometimes it seems like, or contemporary gospel. It seems like sometimes the artists start off with like solid albums and like very R&B gospel, but then it goes right into traditional. Why is that? Why do you think that's the case?
I think it's a lot of it has a lot to do with the label influence. There's a lot of artists that come to me all the time that are some of your favorite top traditional artists, and they come to me and they say, man, I wish I could make stuff like you make, bro. You got some guts. Like they come to me like I'm doing something so crazy, and they're like, man, I just wish I could make that. I love your albums. And they'll show me the albums and show me my albums. And I'm like, in their phone, I'm like, wow, I didn't know you even listened to an artist like me because of what you do. And they're like, man, you just have so much courage. You inspire me. And so that influences me. Like, honestly, that makes me feel like I should keep going.
When
I get those type of conversations, it's not always just about the sales or the streams and none of that. It's about how I'm affecting other artists. And so it's some artists that just don't get a chance to do it. The label won't allow it.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
They'll give them one. With a little bit of 808 mixed way down. They'll do it like that.
Well, another thing, then talk about your producing side. I remember you producing stuff with a lot of people. And I remember a record you had with Spencer Kane. A lot of people don't know about Spencer Kane. Spencer Kane's a beast.
Brother,
he's a beast. But it's just one of those things. Is like, talk about that side of being the creative of producing.
Man,
people.
that's actually my favorite side.
Oh, wow.
In this season.
Okay.
I go through seasons to where I feel like a huge super producer. I just have so many ideas. And then I go through a phase of where, man, I just hear vocals and melodies only. And I don't really hear music, and I'm in a dry place. But right now, producing is where I am right now. It also helps out when I'm trying to create an album. So I usually produce music first, and then I go and write songs to the music I made already. But man, my producing stuff is just always fun. It's just crazy how you can start off with, one sound and how it just grows into something else the more you add. I don't know if any of you guys make, even if you just track, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but just hearing it grow like right before your eyes. And sometimes too, I may not have an idea at all. I just go in and just put some stuff together. And it inspires me to go somewhere else with the music. But then there's also other times where I hear the full track, the full music in my head.
But you have the ability to actually do that. I'll hear something be like, well,
I know. I'm still but listen, no, I'm still limited because I don't play keys. I'm not a real key guy. But we're in a technical world now. Like I'm Beethoven at my house. You know what I'm saying? But I can't even play at a church service or anything. But it's some stuff that I hear that I'm kind of limited to, and I have to kind of call up my buddy Teddy P and try to get him to basically hear my brain, which is the hardest thing to do.
Even that though, you need to know the language.
Absolutely.
You talk to musicians, you're like, can you do the
exactly. And see, I don't know keys either, so I don't even know what key this is or that key is or anything. So I tell Ted, Ted is probably he's me in piano form because I could say, oh yeah, I need it in this note, dun, 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 dun. And he's like, dun, 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 dun. I was like, yes. Somebody heard it. And honestly, me and him, we've been doing that since day one.
But you got the voice to hit the right
that too.
notes.
Okay.
I'm like,
But when I hear a song in my head, I know exactly what all the instruments are already. Wow, like I can see it in the computer. Like my brain goes in. I'm like, oh, that's the sound of in that plug-in. That's in that plug-in. That's in that plug-in. Okay, I can make this song in an hour.
So who have you produced for? Like let the people know who.
Wow. Definitely worked with Tim Bowman Jr., Kiera Sheard. I've worked with Trill Entertainment. Okay. That's really where I got my start. Okay. Which why I even moved to Atlanta. Is I was working with Trill Entertainment for Lil Boosie and Webby. Well, he's Boosie. Now. And Webby and all of these guys, they were really big in my city, and we started off with them, especially from being from Baton Rouge. But from then on, I mean, I've worked with tons of folk. I mean, Ty, Tribbett, trying to think of some people that you guys would know. And that's no diss to people you know. Like, why you didn't say my name? They know me. I'm sorry. Okay, but just a lot of people, man. And honestly, like I said, I want to do that. I would like that to be almost somewhat of a retirement for me. I just want to make music, just make it till I leave.
How do they feel about your music, like Bootsy and
oh man, these folk, man. First of all, they love the music. Like I said, those were some of the first people to hear it first. But all of these, most of the people that I produce for have come to me because they are fans of the music. Wow. So they want some stuff like that. Some feelings like that, or what my perspective would be musically on what they're trying to do, and how can I be a part of it. So that's kind of my music has actually opened the doors for me to produce for those people.
Oh wow,
that's dope.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. You have any desire to own a label at all?
I don't at this moment, but I know that time will come. I tried with certain artists. one of them was Iz. Iz was an artist that we basically produced.
Y'all did a great job.
Thank you. And so we started off with him, and we worked with some other artists. But I guess I think I might have did it a bit prematurely. I was still working on stuff for me. I'm not all the way where I want to be. I feel like that kind of comes whenever you are, you kind of feel, straight about where you are. And, I've done this, I've traveled, I've toured the world, man. I think I should start a label. That's how I feel, because I don't know if I have enough time to focus on another artist or two and myself and run a label. Like I would need a staff. I would need a whole team to do that. And right now, man, we're really trying to get Jordan Armstrong off the ground as much as we can. So
What about other areas? What about other areas like like reality TV, like Boosie's doing, or movies or film? Or would you move into some of those?
Definitely. I had a couple of those done too. I was working with this probably isn't happening, but I was working with Dietrich Hatton and Holly Carter had a show we were working on. It was kind of like a Christian love and hip hop type of vibe. And we shot it for about a month, and BET started doing some cuts. It was going to be on BET. Okay. Wow. And they cut the show. The guy who brought the show to them quit working there, and so they just got rid of everything that he was doing. So
you can bring it to us.
Hey, look, look, man, look, and then I started looking back at the trailers and stuff. I'm like, you know what? I'm glad we didn't put this because it started to get a little ratchet.
Okay, we got a new streaming platform called Render.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and so we are looking for content. And that would have been dope. That would have been dope. You said you didn't. If you had just said, I want to push it, would have been great.
Yeah, man. I keep that in mind. I didn't know y'all were doing that, man. Congratulations.
Get everybody there.
Real quick, what album do you feel like was the turning point in your career?
Wow, it's crazy because every album feels like that. Every album, it goes up for me as far as people knowing who I am and as far as influence. It's kind of crazy. My first album, it was great. It put me on tour and put me on tour with Mary. Wow. And my next album, Stronger, brought me to Atlanta, and then folks didn't know about me here, and then it was great that I was in a major city at that time, and then it brought great opportunities, and then then 52 Weeks of Summer dropped, and that album really kind of took me over because a lot of people thought that was my first album.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So I made a lot of new listeners. I got a lot of new listeners at that time. Everybody thought I was from California, and stuff like that. And so that really helped. And from then on, it's just going up and up and up and up every project. Wow. Yeah, man.
Awesome.
And the last question from me.
Sure.
Now that you probably have already heard that Master P and Romeo are talking about coming out with faith-based film, right?
Yeah.
Is that an area that you think you can influence?
I do think that. I was a part of a movie called God's Not Dead 2.
Oh, yeah. I saw you in that.
I had way more parts. They cut me out. Really?
You know what? Man. I thought that movie was dope.
It was a great movie.
I thought it was dope.
No. And it's no diss.
I love Christian films.
Yeah, shout out to them because Spencer's in that film too. But shout out to them. But I never liked Christian movies. I always thought that they were a bit lame.
Ditto.
Yeah, I always thought
I love them just because the message is it.
I couldn't get past the acting. I just never could get. I get the message, but I was like, look, this is boring. This is terrible. And so when I saw their films, this company that was creating those films, I was like, oh, this isn't bad. This is actually, they have good actors. Yeah. This is cool. This is something that I would be a part of. And so when they asked me to come on, it was an honor, man. And so I think it's dope that they're doing that. I just pray that they get some good actors.
Yeah.
We'll be on our way. But a lot of this stuff, I think, too, and that's no diss to Master P or Romeo because I respect them, what they've done for the industry, period, but for the culture. But I hope it's not just because it's cool to do now. You know, now it's cool to say Jesus, and now it's cool to make faith-based clothing. Now it's cool to make faith-based movies, everything, and it's also profitable. And so I hope it's not that. I hope it's really for a great cause, and you know, it's not just about the bread.
Yeah, absolutely.
Me too.
Yeah,
absolutely. All right, man. Tell them how to follow you.
Man, y'all follow me on all social media at Where's Jordan. That's WHERES_JORDAN. So make sure y'all follow me everywhere. That's my tag everywhere, man. I would love to see y'all.
And last thing, you're gonna be hitting the stage for the 2020 Fest.
Yes, the 2020 Fest. This is the first. So check this out. I was asking people, have they done this before? I saw people's name on there. I'm calling them like, bro, so you did this before? They're like, man, I ain't never done that, man. So come to find out, this is the first time this has happened.
Yeah,
So I think it's dope, man. I think it's exciting. You know, it's LA. You know, it's a great space. Everybody seems very professional that I talk to. Everybody that's calling about it. You know, so I'm looking forward to it, man. I think it'll be dope. I think it's something great for us.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be out there too.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's get back into it. You in the field with the track stars, Ryan Wright, Shantana, DJ Jeremiah. Let's go.
Hey guys, Miracle here. Thank you so much for watching that episode. Make sure you go below, like it, subscribe, click the bell, and make sure you follow us on all forms of our social media. Also, check out our website and be sure you spread the word. We'll see you next time.
We know not what we doing. Screw that, they know, let them have it, do it. Okay, I'm erratic, prove it. Never mind, got a mind that'll wind up with me in a lineup behind bars with these bars. Okay, my time's up.
Team Freedom. Yeah. We not through yet. All right. Trackstarz Music presents.
Turn my volume up. Turn me off.